Hey guys, what's going on? Capra here with your daily recap for this Friday, March 10th. After the jobs report this morning, market, as we discussed, was opening higher and really right from the open started pulling back in. We never went any higher than the opening price of today, as I did suggest might be the case. We pulled back into the gap fill. And if we look at the hourly chart, we will see here, right, there was this pullback into the gap fill, got the bottoming tail, and really since around 2 o'clock, we've been slowly moving back up to test this high. So what I had suggested may happen in the morning call express did play out. It just took a lot longer than I would have thought might be the case, but it is what it is. And so here it is now pushing back up. We'll ultimately have to see what happens come Monday as to, are we going to get follow through not just to this higher low, but also through this prior high, this 138 level, which is the high of the day. But we've taken a good first step in clearing this resistance here, and at least through the eyes of the daily chart, getting another bottoming tail as we continue to hold the 20 MA. So again, positive things overall, but as I also offered this morning, a longer term pause, even a pullback. I mean, one of the things that may set up here is we get either an equal high or maybe a lower high, and then price begins to pull back in, right, into this area. So something like a lower low, bull flag, whatever you want to call it, right? Some kind of move down into this area where it then sets up for a much stronger move higher, as the weekly chart would then be set up nicely. So that's a scenario that will take some time to play out, of course, but maybe something to keep in the back of our mind, keep on the radar. Right. So taking a look at some of these other sectors, areas, gold had a decent day. It was able to stabilize, closed up on the day. Overall, the chart has been damaged. We could get a bounce here before then forming a lower high and heading lower. So we'll see what happens there. USO continuing with the weakness here. The bounce, or to what degree there was an intraday bounce yesterday, was short-lived, and we're back down here through Thursday's low. So another weekday there. Financials really just sideways, even though they're closing down on the day. Really just sideways, still holding the 20 MA in support. So we'll see what happens next week, which, by the way, we've got the Fed next week, and everybody is at this point following the jobs report, all but expecting the rate hike. So we'll see if that happens, and if so, how the banks respond. Right now, they're just seeming to be in a holding period here ahead of next week. So again, until we break above either the high or the low of today, there's not much to do until then. So we'll see how that plays out. XLE, after bouncing yesterday, resumed the weakness, hitting the 200 MA on the open and then falling. Really, I mean, look, the daily trend is weak. The bounce that we got between yesterday and the gap up today was right into resistance as well, right, in the form of these prior lows. So it all makes sense, and really we've got room to move down towards the 67, 80-ish area on XLE. So that'll be a downside target we'll want to keep an eye on. And then as far as IBB, after weakness early, it's recovered. Right? You can see here the hourly, right? Weakness throughout most of the morning, and then big rally here into the close. So it's setting the stage for what could be follow through as we move into next week. So, a lot of things on the table. Obviously, the Fed being the top highlight of next week, and then we'll see how everything starts setting up ahead of that as we see where we're opening on Monday, digest any weekend news that may or may not take place, and go from there. But if we just take a quick look at some other individual names, you got Facebook, which starting to wake up a bit, cleared the recent highs. We'll see if it can get some follow through higher, but so far it's just been grinding up. Right? Amazon has been quiet, weak here today, based on open versus close, but overall still just holding the uptrend. Nothing really exciting happening there. Apple, right, this one after the dip lower, testing the 20-day, popped up. Really just a very quiet day here today, up 40 cents or so. So not a whole lot of action there, really tight range. So we'll keep an eye on that. BABA is one that, as I've already made mention of, is holding, at the upper portion of this range. So prior to this, right, you look back, it was swinging up and down between 105 and 150, just to use easy numbers. It was swinging up and down into those levels back and forth. Now, after coming up to 105, it's recently been holding up right around the 102 level, not falling below it. So this could be getting ready to break higher over the next coming days, maybe next couple weeks. But this is definitely one to keep an eye on as well. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, so with that, hope everybody has a great weekend. Scott will be back on Monday with your morning call. Until then, take it easy, enjoy, and we'll talk to you soon.